Hey nerds. So, I'm going to talk about my boy Slavoj Zizek, who, of course, is my favorite Hegelian slash Lacanian slash Marxist philosopher because he's the only one that I know of. But I love how he's basically a shit disturber and he gets into a very, I think, fascinating but also simultaneously horrifying and hilarious. He calls it a joke, but I think it's more of a thought experiment that I think is really good. So we'll get into it here.
Three big politicians today, Putin, Xi, the Chinese, and Trump, are allowed to meet God, and each of them asks him a question.
It's brilliant.
Putin asks him, "What will happen to my glorious Russia after we win over Ukraine?" God answers, "Sad news, you will be a Chinese colony." Okay, Putin turns around and cries. Then she asks, "God, what will be with my China?" He said, "Yeah, maybe you will get Russia, but you will have an economic collapse.
We'll never.
Taiwan will even have to help you." She turns around, starts to cry. Then Trump steps forward and asks God, "So what will be with my MAGA,
Wait
glorious
for it.
America?" If you are a little bit intelligent Hegelian, you know the answer. God turns around and starts to cry. And he is
Isn't
right.
that the
What
best?
happened now?
Yeah, that's that's so great, man. Like, yeah, and Trump makes God cry, hence the title of this video. I think that's so true, and I think it's great that he makes it Hegelian too. Like, I'm not entirely sure what he means by that, but they're like the way you could look at it in a Hegelian way. It's like maybe you could look at it as like an an evil formation of the spirit, which he talks about in the which Hegel talks about in the phenomenology of spirit, right? Like, to oversimplify, humanity evolves into the point where there we have this godlike power, but it's like evil power in the form of Trump. You could say that, but yeah, it's really interesting, and that's I think that's hilarious. Trump says, What's gonna happen to me, Mega?" And God starts crying. That's hilarious, and he does a good philosophical explanation of it here too.
With this Trump revolution, it's not just that within the same horizon where we have more Democrats, more this, more that, some changes, and so on, the basic presuppositions of how we perceive reality changed. Experience.
Yeah, so that's interesting too, because he's talking about. So if we relate this to looking at it in a Hegelian way, we can say that Trump and MAGA, obviously not alone, he's obviously a symptom of shifting political circumstances, but he's still fucking terrifying force too. But it completely redefined reality in the way that people look at politics and totally removed all this false sense of decorum and politicians pretending to be good people, but then obviously Trump jumped the fucking shark with that, and now his administration has 1,000 fucking times over. But he has like it has redefined reality in the sense of the way that we look at politics and culture, for sure, I would say.
Mean that the very way we measured reality standards fall 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 apart. They disappear. As for the
Yeah, that's well said too. Trump erased the standards for reality. So, yeah, I think that's the most interesting part of this video. Definitely check out the whole thing. I might comment on other parts of it too, because it gets into some very interesting political philosophy. But yeah, I think that's a good way of describing Trump in a nutshell. Trump makes God cry. I mean, I don't believe in God, but if God actually exists, he probably would make God cry, in spite of what those fucking dumb evangelicals who support Trump are, and they're all bootlickers. All right, so yeah, Slavoj Zizek looks at Trump in like a Hegelian way, which no one else does, which is why I love Slavoj Zizek. He's so fascinating, and he's a shit disturber, like saying that Trump broke reality and redefined the reality in the way we look at politics and culture. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, of course, Please subscribe to the channel, that helps a lot. Click the like button on the video, click the bell to be notified when I come out with new videos, and you can subscribe to my Patreon page or my channel here, either one of which, and any amount of money per month, and YouTube gives me a bigger kickback than Patreon does, or you can do a one-time tip on Patreon or PayPal, and check out my Rumble page too. And yeah, all those links are in the description. And yeah, thanks to everyone, and adios until next time, nerds.